Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Onen Henry Anywar. I'm a student at Namnyango College. Well, today I'm going to talk to you about corruption. Well, what is corruption? Corruption is the misuse of is a misuse of a trusted power for private gain. Corruption is a very deadly disease. Corruption is a vice that is affecting our country. And today I will talk to you about corruption in the education sector. So, first of all, corruption in the education sector lowers the quality of education and its accessibility, and it reduces the chances of people from disadvantaged backgrounds that they have, because it will only favor the people from good background, the rich people, let me say that. The corruption will also cause social inequality and it will reinforce poverty in our country. Corruption is manifested in many ways in the education sector. First of all, we have through embezzlement of funds, basically. The fund that the government is sending to our to be used to educate us. The funds are being diverted by some selfish people and they are using it for their own private gains. Take, for example, the money supposed to be used to develop schools are being used by other people. They are stealing the money and they're using it on their own, ladies and gentlemen. And they're using it selfishly, which is affecting us. We're not getting the books we deserve. We're not getting the books in our libraries. And the schools are so underdeveloped, ladies and gentlemen. Another form of corruption in the education sector, we have bribery. It's very difficult for you to get something in the education sector nowadays for free. For you to go and get, just for you to go and get admission in a school, you have to pay extra money to the administrator for you to be given admission. And this is so bad. This is not the Uganda we desire, ladies and gentlemen. The corruption rates are so high in our education sector. Other forms of corruption, we have teacher absenteeism, where a teacher intentionally misses schools, yet he or she is receiving money every month, he's being paid, and he's not going to school to teach. And this is very bad. This is corruption. We also have sextortion. Where students give teachers sex for money, and that is corruption. It's unethical. It's not even allowed by the Bible, ladies and gentlemen. That is a form of selfishness, and that's the corruption which you have in our education sector. You cannot listen to our education sector. We as the students right now, we are being affected seriously. And if you might ask, you might see that when two elephants are fighting, it's the grass that will always suffer. Now there's corruption taking place. The rich are getting richer, and for us, the poor are getting poorer. The students were suffering. How? How are we suffering? We are accessing poor quality education. Move around your villages. You might be in a well-to-do school right now, but don't look at your situation. Go and look at the person deep in the village. Have you gone the side of Karamoja? Have you gone deep, deep in the village? You go and look at the schools they have there. The schools they have are in wanting states, ladies and gentlemen. Their schools are doing badly. I repeat, they're doing badly. I'm so hard to say this. You find a school without a computer lab, no book in the library, and you imagine how are they studying? The latrines are in a very dire state, ladies and gentlemen. The classroom blocks are destroyed, and you might think, how is the education? Is the government doing anything? But the government is doing something, and people are just embezzling the money which is supposed to be used in that sector. With the students and with the youth of this country, we are losing trust in our education sector. Like, why would we depend on something that instead of helping us is not helping us? Look at the high corruption rates in our education sector and look at how hard it is nowadays. How hard is it nowadays for you to get something for free just to admit your child in a school? And you getting just admission, you have to also pay money. This is so bad, and if we continue with this, our education sector is surely going to die, ladies and gentlemen. So it's also making unethical behavior normal in our country. Students are growing up knowing that if you want to do this, you have to pay money. It's not making us to forget what our ancestors taught us to help each other. Right now, it's something for something. There's nothing for nothing. You see, this is not what we want. This is very bad. Now, with the high rates of corruption which is increasing, how can we, as the youth, stop it now? How are we going to stop it? As a wise man said, for us to stop corruption, it's not just a short journey. We must be willing to go all the way. There are no shortcuts to stopping corruption. First of all, we must become alert, sensitize people, current mass sensitization. We as the youth, we can do this. Make posters, videos, and post it. Show people about the corruption taking place. Corruption is very bad. Educate them. Because people are corrupt because they don't know about corruption. And we should also become whistleblowers to corruption. Report all the acts of corruption which is happening in our country. Let's amend strict laws in the country, amend the laws on corruption and make them stricter. The office of the IDG should go and follow up all the corruption cases and make sure the corrupt people are apprehended. I say this all believing that my speech has touched you. Make sure that you don't be corrupt. Let's spread the word. Let's stop corruption in our country. I say this for God and my country.